Doing it live. Oh no, it went live faster than normal. What's up, guys?
It's not dubsteppy enough. It's not wobble bassy enough.
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is hashtag follow the conversation, episode 43 for the culturemypeople.com. My name is Michael, and I am here with my co-host, Drewby.
I thought you said it was episode 42.
What did I say?
You said 43, but before the show you said 42.
It is episode 42. Should we just restart the whole show?
No. Or if you want to, if you restart.
Right, hold on. All right, let's.
It's not dubsteppy enough. It's not wobble bassy enough.
Yo, what is up, everybody? This is hashtag follow the conversation, episode 42. My name is Michael Nip. We're here from theculturemypeople.com, and I've got with me my co-host, Drewby.
Your professional co-host, Drewby.
My professional co-host, Drewby, wearing a Reliant K shirt like a boss. Yeah, hold on. You guys say something.
I guess I do have
back again.
This is Google Hangouts.
There we go. Okay, Reliant K shirt. Hey, my Reliant K shirt got me recognized, or got a dude from Bleach to talk to me last time I wore it, so that was good. Good omen. Now I'm just wearing like an Arizona shirt.
What fame do you hope to gain from this shirt?
None, except for the fame I would get on this podcast anyway. Which is a lot. We have a lot of listeners. So, how's it going, man?
Hey,
it's another week.
What's going on? It is another week. It is a hot week.
I didn't have any fun Dallas news, but we did. We've talked about on this podcast that we were going to start walking or running or exercising in some form. We have kind of started that process.
I'd say we're
trying to. Well, okay. We said we were going to try to do this 4 times a week. Last week we only did it once out of the 3 times that we had available to us. I don't count 2 times as a time since we both did it today.
Well,
today is the second day we both exercised.
We kind of started last week. I mean,
you did it Friday, so I guess you've done it 2 consecutive workout days in a row. I have only done it 1 in a row since I did mine Tuesday.
And if I do it tomorrow...
Hello, everybody, it's Tuesday.
It's not Tuesday. It's Monday.
It's Monday. That's true. It's Monday.
But technically, so it is for them as well. Technically.
Yeah. So...
Yeah, I'm running or walking. I'm not in the best shape of my life, but I'm getting out there and doing stuff. It's not fun, but I'm doing it, so... we'll see how long.
I'm in the biggest shape of my life. The largest shape I've ever been in. I'm in it.
Is that true? It is now, right now, the biggest. You've never been bigger, because I'm pretty sure. I don't think I've ever weighed more than right now. All right, you got to start from somewhere. Are you at the?
Hey man, started from the bottom. Now we're here.
Are you at some milestone where it's like you should just gain that extra weight to say you've hit it and then just start going back down? Are you anywhere like 250 or?
No, so this is the story. One time I knew a dude who was telling me a story about how he weighed 295 pounds, and I said, "Dude, you need to hit that 300 before you try to lose weight. You just got to say that you hit it." I don't think I'm at any milestones. I'm just rocking around the 230 area where I've kind of been for a while.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm only 5'8" for those people listening to the audio podcast. It's a lot of weight for a 5'8" dude.
I am a much taller dude, but I'm still overweight. It's obvious, but not as obvious, I think, as it compared to you, but it's still like, yeah, that dude needs to lose some weight. So here's to losing some weight.
He says as he drinks his glass full of sugar.
Orange juice.
It's just sugar, man. I got water. Look at me. Pro Evo.
I had some water over there. By the way, you need to tell me where the water bottles that you get or use so that I can get one, because I think I would use it.
It's this like French designer store known as Target.
Oh, okay.
It's like red and white, and there's like a target for the logo, but it's unrelated.
But it is pronounced Target.
I mean, it's probably French, right? They're super liberal and everything.
Are they global? Is Target global? Can we go to France and just say I'm looking for a Target?
Sure. Let's just say yes. You know, let's not even look it up. Just say yes.
Okay. All right. I'm closing that window. Closing that tab.
All right, man. What you been doing this week? There's a big topic I think we want to talk about.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But I'm still working my way through Batman. 97% complete the main story. For I think all I have left are Riddler trophies and firemen. I have to find firemen who have been kidnapped and are like scattered throughout the city. So I have to find them and save them. But they're not marked on the map, so you actually have to like fly around and save them, or listen to like the police talk. Is like they'll say like, "Hey, there's something going. There's like a fireman down by the docks or something like that, or whatever." And so like, oh, okay, and then you go down there and find them. But so did that. Let's see. Haven't really played much PC gaming recently. I have a new solid state hard drive in my computer, and I have not been making the best of use of it. I'll probably get a lot of. We'll see. I just haven't been playing a lot of PC. I think the games that I've been playing have been more on the PS4. So
the closest thing I have done to PC gaming this week is really wanting to play Trackmania. About 5 minutes before the show started, I really wanted to play Trackmania.
Maybe we'll do another.
Alas, I have not. Maybe
we'll do another post
actually,
show.
I cannot. I cannot because this very evening is a momental evening. Momental? No,
monumentous.
The word. A monumentous. That's not a word either.
Monumental.
Important evening.
Momentous.
Oh, I was just kidding. I didn't realize you didn't actually know what word we were trying to find.
There's a word.
It's a very important evening in the Nip household because my wife has never seen Star Wars.
Any of them?
Tonight? No, any of them. So we are starting off the right way and watching
Episode
Star
1.
Wars Episode 4, A New Hope.
Go chronologically, like episode.
No, we're watching them in the correct order, which is to watch the good ones first and then watch the crappy ones when you want to play phone games like Alpha Bear or something else.
How would
Brain Dots. That's what I've been playing.
All right, so from top to bottom, best to worst, how would you rank the Star Wars films in your opinion?
4. Okay, in my opinion,
Yes.
having only seen the movies in the orders that I have seen them, it would be 4, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. No, 3, 1, 2.
You would watch 3 before you would watch episode 1.
Yes.
Okay.
Dude, we've talked about this on the podcast before. I think episode 3 is not as bad as you do. You think episode 3 is like this horrible piece of garbage, but you neglect the horrible piece of... You neglect the flaming turd that is episode 1. You would refuse to watch this commentary that enlightened me on the stupidity of episode 1. Episode 1, there was a point in my life when I thought that movie was so rad because it was the very first Star Wars I ever saw. I saw it as a kid, and I thought it was rad. And I still think that pod racing scene is rad. But that movie overall, kind of like episode 2, is a lot of crap with a couple cool parts. Episode 2, obviously, the Yoda Dooku fight is worth watching.
I think
most of it is not. Like Anakin and the other chick.
I think Natalie Portman. Padme.
Yeah.
I think episode 3 is a bad movie.
I have only seen episode 3 2 times, which is more times than I have seen episode 5.
Yes, the fact that you rank episode 6 over episode 5 is kind of a shocker.
As a child, I thought episode 6 was so cool because Ewoks don't bother you as much when you're a kid, and fighting teddy bears is sweet instead of a little bit odd in your adult fantasy sci-fi movie.
You need to I have all the Star Wars on Blu-rays. You need to borrow all of them and then watch all of them again, and then reorder your.
Well, I am watching them again, so we're gonna watch them with my wife. I don't know if I'll change my mind about 4. I really like 4.
And see, if 4 is your number 1 is not necessarily as controversial an opinion, although 6 above 5 I think is.
I think 4 and 5 are generally everyone's favorites, so it's probably not that weird.
5 I think 5. Yeah, it's been a little bit, but
most people I think most people go Empire Strikes Back, but I think 4 is just so cool. Even the first time I saw 4, it was like, this is so freaking sweet. I'm like, I don't know. It was one of those moments. Even as a child, when I was, as old as I was in the year of whatever early 2000s year it was, or like I thought that was so cool even as a kid. Gotcha.
The first time I watched a Star Wars film, I was 7 or 8 years old, and it was like I had a bedtime, and my dad's like, go downstairs, and my room was upstairs on the second floor, but it's like, go downstairs. So it's like, all right. So I went and sat in the living room or whatever.
Did you think you were in trouble? Had you done something bad that you had not been punished for at this point?
I don't think I was I don't remember thinking I was in trouble. I was just like, okay, like I don't remember what was going on in my head, but I remember that I was like, okay, and my dad's like, all right, we're gonna watch Star Wars, and we had ice cream, and we watched Star Wars Episode 4. And I remember he fast forwarded through the part in the bar where Obi-Wan cuts off the guy's arm. But we watched Star Wars, and that is probably one of my most favorite childhood memories, is watching Star Wars with my dad for the first time, and just like staying up late and eating ice cream. And I remember like I had a little diary thing, and I remember like I barely used that thing at all, but I wrote a little like, tonight I watched Star Wars with my dad, and we ate ice cream, and yeah. So then
do you have the diary entry? Are you gonna frame it and put it on your wall?
No, I don't. But it became a thing like as the years went on, that every once in a while my dad's like, all right, go downstairs or whatever, and so like I go downstairs, and then like we watch another Star Wars film. We would watch another Star Wars film, and it was those episodes 4, 5, and 6 were moments with me and my father where we'd watch Star Wars, and it was just a cool thing to do for me when I was a kid. I remember when my dad came home, my dad had episode 1, and I was like, can we watch it? Can we watch it? And I became like, it's as opposed to like the patient child that's like, all right, let's just wait. I was nagging him, and eventually he's like, all right, let's watch it. And so we watched Star Wars Episode 1, and that was the last film that we watched together as a Southern Son, because when Episode 2 came out, I was old enough to like buy it on my own and watch it. And 3 we went and saw 3 in theaters when we were on vacation. So I did see that one with my dad. But
one of my favorite memories of Star Wars Episode 3 was going to see it at the midnight showing, the night it came out or whatever. And that was back when you actually had to do this stuff at midnight, so it was actually, an event instead of the 10 o'clock midnight showings that they do now. And we were in line, and this was at one of the heights of the 3DS's lifespan. And
hold on. It's not the 3DS.
Sorry, the regular DS. The 3DS has never had a height of its lifespan. So sorry, the regular DS. And a friend of mine, Jeremy, brought a copy of Puyo Pop. There was a Puyo Pop game on the DS, and I really like those games, and I'm not too bad at them either. And everybody had a DS, and so we had like these 4-player games, and we were swapping in different people, just standing in line for Star Wars, and we're getting pumped for Star Wars by playing Puyo Pop. And then I saw saw Star Wars, and I thought it was underwhelming, but it was not. I had fun. It was a good experience, so that was cool.
Yeah.
Star Wars. What do you think about the new trailer? What do you think about the new Star Wars coming out this December?
All right, so I know we weren't going to bring this up, and we don't have to talk about the movie, but we saw Ant-Man last night, and they showed a trailer for Star Wars in the preview. We don't have to talk about the movie, but I saw the trailer, and even still, the scene where the X-Wings fly in, and the guy's like, woohoo! Like, he's like, I was just like, oh! Like, oh, so awesome.
That movie looked sweet. That movie is what that trailer, got me excited for. That this is what made me say, basically, Amanda, you got to at least watch these. It is a cultural phenomenon. You need to at least know what people are talking about. I mean, she knows a lot of the things just because it's so prevalent in pop culture. But
and she's around you.
Yeah, we're gonna watch this. Plus, I haven't seen them in forever, so
yeah. Star Wars.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, and then
we saw Ant-Man.
Yeah, we did, but we don't have to talk about it. You said you didn't have to talk about it. I was just brought up for the trailer. So
I think Ant-Man's a good movie. I recommend it. It's a funny movie. It has dude from Parks and Rec. He plays a really doofy guy on Parks and Rec, and he's the main character in Ant-Man. It has that weird, creepy dude that helps the Joker out from The Dark Knight.
Yeah, that guy. Wait, Paul Rudd was in Parks and Rec?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yes. Did you see any of the Parks and Rec episodes where the candy company, I think it's a candy company, is involved? Like this candy company, the dad who runs the whole company dies and leaves this company to his son or something. He's the son.
Okay, I might have to go back and watch those episodes again then. But okay.
Yeah, he's just a dude. Yeah, I thought the movie was fun.
There is. Okay. Anyway, continue.
I thought that was fun. It was a little sillier than I think most of the Marvel movies, intentionally so. I would say if I were to put this, I would put it just below Guardians of the Galaxy on the silly level. Yeah, it was fun. I recommend people see it. It's a Marvel movie. I've seen very few of those that I think were that stupid, and I think that Iron Man 2 is on that list. I think the Hulk movies are throwaway, but I think that's it. I know we've talked about this before. Whatever.
Just for clarification, I
still think Cap 2 is the best. Cap 2 is still the best Marvel movie.
Yes, I'm not. I between that and Avengers, definitely. But I do think Ant-Man was a better Marvel movie than you think it was. I would rank it higher in my Marvel. So just say that. So
we've talked about this last week.
Yeah.
We don't want to have this argument. Do you want people to tell about your secret project? I'm pulling a Johnson.
No news on my secret project.
There's a secret project in the works that we will not talk about at this point. That's not a smoking gun. We actually won't talk about it. I brought it up on live air without asking him ahead of time. It's not happening.
We were not going to talk about that.
What else? Rocket League.
Okay, Rocket League.
Do you want to broach the subject? We got to broach the subject. I said the word.
Let's dive into it. Let's go. You brought it up, but let's go.
So we talked about this briefly last week. I had not played it, I don't think, but you had. Mm-hmm. Rocket League is a game about jetpack and powered monster trucks that play soccer, and that is not. It sounds a little fun, but also dumb. It is funner. And it is a real word. It is funner than you think it is. Mm-hmm. Okay, this is the destiny of the monster truck sports genre and how good it feels. This is a game you cannot understand how good it is until you feel it. Like that's what that was the Destiny comparison. Destiny is the best feeling shooter I've ever played. This is the best feeling monster truck soccer game I've ever played, which it is the second monster truck soccer game I've ever played. Also.
Might as well
whatever. Yeah, because I've played at least two of them, and I know of a third one, so it is a genre now. It is really, really fun, and really, really. It has some high highs and it has some low lows, man. It can make me so happy and so mad sometimes at the same game.
In the same game.
Because if you nail a shot. Mm-hmm. You are screaming in like pure joy, and you're so happy, and it feels so satisfying to ram that truck into that soccer ball or flip. You can there's a jump button like you're a monster truck, but you can jump and do flips. And when you flip the ball into the goal, it feels so good. But man, if you whiff it or if you mess up a block and somebody scores on you, you just get so mad. Like it is so frustrating because you know that it's your fault and you know that you whiffed it and you look like an idiot on the replay, and it is harsh.
I played this game with my brother Zachary this week, and it is local split screen. Both accounts that you play with need to be on PlayStation, on What is the name of that service? No, is it Now?
Plus.
Plus? No, it's not Plus. 'Cause you don't need a Plus account. You just need like a PS account. It's
PSN.
free. PSN. There you go. But we played it split screen, and when I talked to Zachary about it, I was like, so it's a car game with rockets and or whatever, and hit ball and you hit soccer ball or whatever, and something like that. And talking to him later, it's like it sounded kind of stupid, but like not as fun. But like he played it and he's like, this is fun. He picked up pretty well, but we played split screen. I played split screen at your place. That game is best played with friends. Though it can totally be like I was playing by myself earlier this evening, and it was still like it's fun. Let's see, there's a lot of different trucks or vehicles in that game. There are trucks and cars. You can customize your vehicle. You can right now my truck is it's like a monster truck with a wizard hat and a lightning rod for an antenna on my car. Like it can be goofy. Like you can have a Jolly Roger flag and a pirate hat, or just customize.
My car is a sick low riding car with a pirate hat and the Israeli flag being flown from the antenna.
It's just
also it has dollar signs on the rims, and when I hit the booster, when I hit the jetpack, I believe that it shoots out something funny. I don't remember what I changed it to. It shot out bubbles for a long time.
Mine shoots out gold coins, and when you boost, it shoots out dollar bills and gold coins.
Nice. I wanted the dollar bill one because that's super rad, but I haven't got there yet.
So one of the reasons why this game is so popular is for PlayStation Plus, it was free this month, free for the month of July. So that's how me and Michael have it. And a lot of people are playing this game. It is cross-platform, which means like you can play.
There are literally hundreds of thousands of people playing right now. I just checked, like, just shortly before the show. That's a lot of people playing a multiplayer game that is console exclusive.
I guess it. I never thought about it that way. I guess it might not. It isn't on the Xbox One, is it?
No, and like the thing is, like, I remember back when I was playing Halo on Xbox Live for the first time, and I thought it was crazy to see like 8,000 people online. There were 132,000 people when I looked last time. 132,000 people playing online.
And that was part of the problem, is because so many people were playing the game, the servers were having really hard time keeping up with everything, and everybody was playing. So, but
they've been pretty fine since, though.
Yeah, I was playing tonight, and it was fine. So. Rocket League, it is free on PlayStation Plus for probably the next week until the next ones come up. If you have PlayStation Plus, or
do we want to talk about the more meta aspect of this game? This game is actually a sequel. Look up. You've heard this, right?
No, I haven't.
Okay, this game is actually a sequel. It is. And I say sequel in the lightest of terms. It's almost a remake of a game that already existed, made by the same developer. And when they released it the first time, it basically flopped and no one played it. But they used this opportunity of PlayStation Plus and this, opportunity of the new consoles to basically re-release the same game with a couple new trappings. And it has worked out very well for them, as I think they have one of the most played games right now. Did you look up the title? Because it's ridiculously tight. It's a good one.
Supersonic, acrobatic, rocket-powered battle cars.
Which I think is a better title than Rocket League. Read it again.
Supersonic, acrobatic, rocket-powered battle cars.
Which that's what this game was originally released as. It didn't do very well. They re-released it as Rocket League, give it away at PlayStation Plus, and now it's one of the most talked about games in the video game industry. That is a weird phenomenon to be able to get a second shot at making your game known, and then having that second shot succeed so well. Mm-hmm. I want to know how much Sony paid them to have this game come to these consoles like this.
I don't know. This game will definitely be on Game of the Year list, though. Like, it'll probably be on mine, my personal Game of the Year list. It came out. to my knowledge, it came out of nowhere. People are playing it, and then you can buy it on computer, and then like it's $20 there. Like, it's kind of incredible.
It came out at a killer time in the middle of the video game desert, where there are literally no games coming out. Like, there's maybe one or two every couple weeks, and they're all crappy games.
We had just gotten Batman though. Like, Batman had come out like 2 weeks earlier.
Between Batman and Tomb Raider, there was almost nothing though. Or I don't remember if Tomb Raider's the first one of the Fall Storm, but basically between Batman and the Fall Storm, there was almost nothing coming out. And so this game kind of landed at a really good time, caught the everybody's attention, and it worked out really well for them. Journey also got re-released for PS4.
Journey, yes, and it is a better version than the old one.
So we've heard. I haven't played it yet.
I haven't played Journey at all. That is something that I need to get to.
It's good. It's a weird game. It made me feel things. Drewby, it was the only thing that could make me feel these days. I'm such a cynic when it comes to video games. I felt something when I played the game. I also played a game called Entangled, which is the other PlayStation Plus game.
Very
pretty.
I haven't played that.
I beat it in a sitting. It's very simple. I don't think there is a lose state. Like, you can win each level, but I don't think you can lose. You just keep going. And it's basically a game where there's a circle on the screen, and you use each stick on the controller to control a different character on a different side of the screen, and you try to make the characters fly through different colored hoops. So they, the orange one goes to the orange hoops, and the blue one goes to the blue hoops, and then there's green ones if you want them to both fly through the same spot. And it's just kind of a coordination game between your fingers to make them go through there. While it plays pretty music, and the visuals have a really good art style that I think works really well. It's a good experience. It lasts about the right length, which is I think I beat the entire thing in an hour and a half, 2 hours, which is about the same that Journey takes to beat. I do think Journey's better, but Entwined was definitely worth playing. It was a cool little experience.
Did it make you feel anything?
Not as much as Journey, man. Dude, Journey, it made me feel things.
Okay.
Real things.
Real. Not fake. Real.
That's funny. So I have a picture of my kid on my desk already, and she's not born. See this? It's just sitting on my desk.
Something wrong with that?
No, I just thought it was funny. I think my wife put it here for me, which I appreciate. She looks like me. She's a little tubby.
She's also going to be a dwarf?
Hopefully not. Hopefully she'll look like her mother. It's a girl. If there's a girl that looks like me, I pity her. It's too bad.
Oh.
I once met a girl that looked like a dude from Malcolm in the Middle. What's his name? Agent Cody Banks.
Hillary Bank? Hillary.
I'm blanking here. Nope, not Hillary Duff. The dude.
Frankie Muniz.
I met a girl that looked like Frankie Muniz once. It was really weird.
Did you know that he drives F1 cars?
No. Like, professionally or just for fun because he's rich?
I don't know. Which one?
I saw an episode of Punk'd once that he was on, and he had a super nice car.
I mentioned it to you today because Drew Scanlon of sistersite.giantbob.com tweeted out. Someone tweeted to him, and he retweeted about the fact that he does that. See if I can find it.
That's weird. I should follow Frankie Muniz on Twitter. I really like Malcolm. My wife was just watching Malcolm in the Middle before the show started.
How often does she watch Malcolm in the Middle?
I think my wife watches the entire series of Malcolm in the Middle at least once a year, if not sometimes twice. It is her go-to TV show when the other shows have failed her.
This looks professional. FrankieMunizRacing.com.
I would get behind Team Frankie. Hashtag Frankie.
Stargate Worlds is one of the logos on the side of his car. And it's the actual...
Is Stargate Worlds a current running show?
I have no idea what that is. I'm going to look it up.
Sounds like an MMO.
Worlds. Let's see. Oh, I bet you it's a video game. Oh, it's in... Yeah. MMO. Looks like... It looks like an MMO.
Yep, sounds like it. That's the perfect name for a Stargate video game. I think, you know, I don't want to just, you know, ruin everybody's fun, but I think the MMO train has left the building years ago, and the only people that are still riding it very well are like the World of Warcrafts and the Eves and the other super kind of niche things. I don't think that's not a genre that people are clamoring for these days. I'm just saying.
No. People can get their MMO things out of like when that one awesome game drops. And I can't think of the name of it right now. It's on the No Man's Sky. I mean that people can get their large world.
You can even play with people.
Yeah, but you can get your large world fixes like from other things.
I am willing to bet that when someone plays an MMO, that is a small demographic of the people that play an MMO. I think the massively multiplayer would be the key feature in MMO.
What's the count?
Games like Destiny try to like mimic that, but it's like 6 people max or something.
6 people in a raid, but only 3 when you do a fire team. So.
Yeah. Nothing compared to the like PvP world battles where you have hundreds of players going to take over those places that I don't remember the name of because I haven't played World of Warcraft in a long time.
What's the name of that PlayStation 3 game that tried to do something like that? It had like 128...
Like Massive Action Game?
Mag. I remember reading about that in Game Informer and was like, oh, this sounds so awesome. And then the game came out and it was just junk. Like I like not like the fact that the like command system and the ranking stuff fell apart, just the fact that the game just was not good. Like it wasn't good shooting.
I've just reached a point. Yeah, I've reached a point in my life where the more people that are playing, you can advertise that there are tons of people playing, and that is not an instant draw to me. It's like, okay, well, what are they doing that makes it cooler because there's more of them? Like if someone says there's 64 and 64, you know, multiplayer, I don't necessarily think that's any cooler than 16 or 8 because for the most part it doesn't really feel that different for the games that I like to play. Maybe that'll change for Battlefront. I think Battlefront is what, 8 players, 16?
Is it? I think it sounds 16. I think maybe 32.
I don't know. I think Battlefront may be cool, but that's the reason it works in Battlefront, obviously, is because it's these big, giant Star Wars battles. Speaking of Star Wars, I'm going to watch that tonight.
Yeah, totally are. I started... All right, so I went back and I watched Arrow's Season 1 and Season 2. And now I'm kind of branching off into different TV shows. And now I'm watching a show called Stargate SG-1. And I started in season 2. If anybody wants to watch Stargate SG-1, this is my personal recommendation is just to read a summary of the first 2 episodes. It's like a 2-parter, and then just like start with episode 2, and start with like the next one after that because the first one actually has full frontal nudity in that. So if you're all interested in this, my warning: stay away. But you can like pick up from the right episode right after because the rest of it's good.
It's so weird because it eventually just became a sci-fi show, which obviously couldn't have that kind of content in it. And I read on IMDb at some point that they remade the first couple episodes so they could show them on TV.
Yeah,
but like,
it's
weird.
They just edited that stuff out. HBO was the one who put out SG-1, Stargate SG-1.
The whole series?
No, they put out like the first like 4 or 5 seasons. Stargate SG-1 ran.
Oh, really? I didn't realize that. I thought it was just sci-fi the whole time.
No, sci-fi picked them up later. But no, HBO ran them for like the first 5 seasons, I think. Yeah, so I know Sci-Fi was running when they launched Stargate Atlantis. Sci-Fi definitely had control of that franchise for the TV. But yeah, SG-1 ran for like 10 seasons, which is like ridiculous to me. That's a long running season. I don't think I've watched. No, I haven't watched anything that long before as far as seasons.
Have you ever watched SNL?
No, I don't regularly watch SNL. I don't think that SNL is that funny or that good. Like the Jimmy Fallon Justin Timberlake episode that they did to collaborated on was good, but like I just don't. I'm not an SNL guy.
In my circles, I have found that SNL is a stupid show, and that is a universal opinion. So I don't get it. But maybe it's just us. I don't know.
I don't know. Why is it so huge? Why is it still running 40 years later? Like, if everyone thinks
Dude,
it's so stupid.
I guess if you're drunk on a Saturday night, maybe it's funny. I don't know. I've never been drunk on a Saturday night watching SNL.
But wouldn't everything be funny at that point?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I've never been drunk on a Saturday night watching TV. Don't really intend on it.
Another game I've been playing, I picked up Hearthstone a little bit. I've been playing a little bit more.
I was actually just about to bring that up because there's new Hearthstone news, which is that there's a new expansion coming out, which means that there's 150 new cards, I believe, and some new card types. There's going to be legendary spells and a new thing called Inspire, which for those people that have not played Hearthstone, I recommend you play Hearthstone. There's a video on the site of us playing Hearthstone and try to explain the game in a little bit. It's a very, I think, easy to learn game, very hard to master game.
Don't you think with them adding on like a new expansion and throwing in 100, like doesn't that just overcomplicate it, make it harder to jump into?
I don't think so. I mean, there's literally only one rule getting added that I know of. And it is a relatively simple rule, which is called Inspire, which is it is a new card ability, for lack of a better word, that if a card has Inspire, it'll say something like Inspire, get +1 attack, and the Inspire is triggered every time you use your hero power. So if a card has Inspire +1 attack, every time you would use your hero power while that card is active, he would get +1 attack. Which I think sounds like it sounds like a really cool mechanic for certain decks that I think the hero powers are not as universally useful, like the warrior, where you could make some cool combos and abilities and whatever to make a cool Inspire warrior deck. Because I found in my own Hearthstone capabilities that I am bad at Hearthstone, and also I cannot play with anybody except a hunter or a mage. Or no, sorry, I played for mage a little bit. Hunter, warlock, or mage. I basically have to play those because I cannot play as the druid or the warrior. I haven't played shaman very much, and the rogue I've like barely touched at all. I played a game against one of our friends the other day, and I got stomped, which showed me, I don't know. I think Hearthstone is a really good game. It's free. It's on like everything. You should check it out if you have not. It's really
mobile devices. It's free too. Like it's not paid like $5 to get the game, or it's free. It's free on computer, Android, Apple. Yeah.
There is nothing in the game that is not cosmetic. So the only thing you have to pay for in the game are cosmetics. Everything else you can earn by playing in-game with in-game currency. You can buy it also, certain things also. You cannot simply buy your way to victory necessarily either. You can buy card packs, but they're randomly generated card packs. So it's not just pay to win, which I think is a big thing that's important in that space.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you have better cards and you know how to build a deck, you might be better. But also, if you have better cards and you know how to build a deck, you might be able to earn yourself better cards without having to pay a bunch of money.
Doesn't that just kind of speak to Blizzard that they didn't make that game pay to win? Because they could make so much more money off of it if they did it that way.
I think it's a popular thing to hate Blizzard. I think Blizzard is an extremely talented developer, and I don't think that I think that their sales and the amount of money that they're making from games like World of Warcraft and Hearthstone, which I think Hearthstone is super profitable for them. So I think they're smart business people that also make good games, which some that are one or the other, but I think that these guys are good at both. I like Blizzard. I'll say it.
I want that new StarCraft expansion to drop. I'm ready for that to come.
That could be fun because the other two expansions, the first expansion is a lot harder than the second expansion, which is very easy but fun. I'm looking forward to finishing off that story. I don't remember what happens. I just remember that it's enjoyable to play.
It is a fun RTS to play, and the story is good. I should replay through. I should go back and play through those. I need to finish Grey Goo. I'm on this.
I finished Greg 2 also, but every time I sit in front of my computer, I would rather play Trackmania 2.
Yeah, Trackmania and Rocket League right now.
It's my favorite PC game. Yes, they're the best PC games that I can play right now. Or, well, PC game and PS4 game. Which is funny because Bloodborne came out this year, and it is slowly creeping further down my favorite games this year list, which is probably unexpected for those people that have listened to the site for long. Yeah, like the games that I've loved most this year, that are from this year, are Her Story, Life is Strange, and Rocket League. And Life is Strange is about to drop another episode, so we'll see if that trend continues tomorrow. My wife and I are gonna play through that.
I had a over 2 gig download of Life is Strange when I got home, so I think I have the next episode.
Yeah, it's just probably the next episode.
Yeah, they just need to unlock it. I got games I need to. I got to play through some stuff for a game of the year.
You should play through some of Life is Strange for next episode of this podcast, because my wife and I will have played through the 4th episode at that point.
Do they give like refreshers like previously in Life is Strange?
Yes, they do.
Good.
They do that. I also think that there are some things that happen in the story later on that will keep your interest better than I think the first episode did. I was hooked after the first episode because I like the kind of slower pace. They pick up the pace significantly given some time. Namely, after the 3rd episode, something crazy happens I think you in particular will appreciate, and I'm not 100% how much I'll like, but we'll see after tomorrow night.
Right. You gonna play through the entire episode tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, I found that playing through the episodes in one sitting is not hard, and is probably the best way to play them. They're like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and my wife enjoys it, so it's not a problem at all, really.
Yeah, there you go.
Also, my wife has been trying to get me to finish Broken Age, which I would like to do, but if I'm playing a video game, I'd rather play Rocket League or Trackmania. Or when I'm sitting at my phone, I like to play 3 games now. Alpha Bear, which is a word game that came out semi-recently. Did I say word bear? I think I said word bear. It's a word game about bears.
Okay.
It's a word game with bears and you spell letters. It's a word game, whatever. And then there's a game called Brain Dots, which is there's balls. There's a pink ball and a blue ball. They interact with gravity and physics, and you can draw lines that create objects in the world, and you try to make the balls touch each other. So, like, if there's one over here and one over here, you can draw a cup or whatever, and they'll roll and touch each other, and then you win the level. It's a really simple game that I think is really fun that I've been playing with my wife. And then, of course, there's Hearthstone, which
we can't forget about Hearthstone. We can't forget about Hearthstone. So
cool. That's what. Do you want to broach any hidden subjects?
No.
You didn't want to bring up Ant-Man, was what I was referring to this time.
Oh, okay. No, we're not.
Yeah, we talked about Ant-Man a little bit. We'll skip that.
Yep.
You watched anything different than you've already been watching? You watched through all the Star Trek series?
No, actually, I am kind of on a little bit of a break.
He finished every single Star Trek.
That is not. I have finished TOS, The Next Generation. I am over halfway through DS9, and then I have Voyager left, and Enterprise. And if I want to go super hardcore, TAS, which is Star Trek the Animated Series, which came out after they canceled the original series in '70. So it's like a '70s cartoon of Star Trek.
Is it like Hanna-Barbera or some crappy cartoon?
Yeah, you would think of old Scooby-Doo. So yeah, that's the animation. That's what it would look like. So if I want to go super hardcore, I could go through those. But I was actually thinking today, I was like, man, I want to watch. I should watch First Contact again. That I think is widely the best and favorite Star Trek movie. Which, if you want,
cut it real quick. What did you say you want to watch again?
Star Trek First Contact, which is I think the the word I'm looking for, dominantly, maybe the favorite or the best Star Trek film, considered the best Star Trek film.
The people's favorite. We'll say the people's favorite.
There you go. So,
Which one is that? What's that about? Do they meet an alien race? Is that why it's called First Contact?
It's got time travel in it, Michael. They.
Oh, really?
Yes. Have you heard of the Borg? I'll go a quick movie summary. Have you heard of the Borg?
Mm-hmm.
So they basically, the Borg come to Earth. Starfleet defends Earth, but then the Borg goes through like this wormhole, and so the Enterprise is like, let's go get the Borg or whatever. So they follow them through the wormhole, and they go back in time, and the Borg went back in time specifically to stop First Contact, which is when man had their first warp drive flight. So like they launched into space and they did like their first warp drive flight. And then the Vulcans were in the system area, and they're like, oh, hey, these people are intelligent now. We can go talk to them. And so First Contact with an alien race when the Vulcans came to Earth. And it was that, in the Star Trek universe, in that lore, that is the moment in time when the entire direction of the human race changed. When they went from like these people who were like, they were in the middle of World War III, they were kind of post-World War III, they were developing the factions. This event united all of mankind to form what would become the Earth and then the Federation and Starfleet. So, anyway, this is just a little.
I read the first Mass Effect book. I know how that goes.
Sorry. I've talked in this episode about Star Wars was like, oh, this was like my favorite childhood memory. But then I have like, as I've gotten older, and specifically over the last like 5 years, have become like this much bigger Star Trek fan. Like I like Star Wars.
A lot of times, once people graduate high school and college or whatever, they become apostate. It's not that weird. It's kind of the statistical normal now.
We leave Star Wars and venture out into that which is Star Trek,
or something better like fantasy, like Lord of the Rings or something.
Lord of the Rings. Yeah, I went to.
We talked about. Okay, hold on. I don't think we ever talked about the Chronicles of Narnia on this podcast, and you listened to audio dramas for every single book.
I did not finish The Lost Battle, but I've listened to most of that. No, I didn't. It was on my old phone, and I stopped listening to it, and then it was when I got a new phone, it was gone. So I have to get that from you, and then listen to the rest of it to finish that. But yeah, I started at the beginning, and I'm like basically finished with Chronicles of Narnia. I doubt at this point my opinion about my favorite is going to change.
What'd you say? I don't think we talked about it on the podcast. What was your favorite?
I think probably Voyage of the Dawn Treader is my favorite. Prince Caspian is probably not Prince Caspian. Silverchair.
I was about to flip my crap there. Silverchair. Okay.
Silverchair.
I think people's favorites.
Probably a second.
I think most people's favorites are Silverchair or Voyage.
Yeah, Voyage is probably my favorite. I really dig that book and the stuff that goes on in that book. It's the Line in Which War was good, but it's not my favorite. The Magician's Nephew is good. Prince Caspian is probably the least favorite. That or The Last Battle, I don't know.
Prince Caspian is a garbage book for babies.
Nothing happens in that book. They take he writes an entire book, which, I mean, they're small books, but he wrote an entire book for something that like he could have written in like 5 chapters, 10 chapters. Like, it didn't need to be this huge thing. And I think that's one of the biggest books.
I don't know. I haven't read them in a while. I thought about rereading them. The Voyage of the Dawn Treader is the most recent one I listened to because I re-listened to it semi-recently.
That's a good book. That is a good book.
Yeah, it really is. Dude, that book made me feel things. I felt something when I listened to them. I felt tears in my eyes at the end of that book.
At the end.
Good.
At the end. Yeah. So I totally went through that series, or I'm almost finished with that series. Yeah, and those are audiobooks, which audiobooks are cool. For me, it's like, okay, do I listen to audiobooks or I listen to podcasts? If I listen to audiobooks, which I think I would dig and would consume a lot more books, like I'm kind of reading through Sphere right now. I think I would consume a lot more books that way if I lived media, but then I would like not listen to any podcast because I'd just be listening to audiobooks all the time. So
I have a question. When you say you were kind of reading Sphere, when was the last time that you read any sentence from that book?
Month and a half ago.
Okay, then by that same logic, I am also reading the second book of the Dark Tower series, which I believe is called something ridiculous. It has a ridiculous title, dude.
What was the first one? Gunslinger.
Gunslinger. So I read Gunslinger, and the end of Gunslinger is one of the most convoluted lore dumps that are completely... It's one of the biggest like mind kicks in the butt I have read in all of my years of reading fiction. Because there's a character and he goes on a monologue and all these crazy things happen and you're like, I don't understand what I'm reading anymore and I don't understand what's going on, and then like in one sentence literally 50 years pass, and then the main character wakes up 50 years later and the person he was talking to is dead and he's supposed to go do something but he doesn't understand what it is. And then the second book starts, and you're like, "What? I don't understand." But I kind of like it in that it's like that kind of weird, but I don't know if I like it.
Books are cool, and I like the stories that they tell. However, I'm not the biggest reader anymore, and I would rather do other things with the time that I am awake. So it's like one of those things that just kind of falls to the wayside for me. Like, Saphir is a good book, and I've liked what I've read so far, but there are just other things I would rather do while I'm awake.
The chat brings up a good pickup line, which is
You read
hey
it?
girl. Yeah, I'm going to read it. It says, hey girl, they call me the Wolverine because when you're with me, you forget all about your X-Men. You get it? Because X-Men refers to Wolverine's buddies, Charles Xavier's School for the Gifted Youngsters, which are the X-Men. And also, EX-Men stands for people that she's dated in the past. It's a good one. That was by Weenie Butt in the chat.
It's a lot better than anything I was coming up with.
Yeah. Anyway, unless you have something specialized, so we wrap this crap up because I want to go watch Star Wars. Actually, that's why I want to wrap this up.
Star Wars episode and eat ice cream, right?
I wasn't gonna eat ice cream, but I couldn't call my dad. He's out of the country, but I guess I could have my dad come here. We might have ice cream. I don't know. I'll make memories. It'll be the first time my daughter has been in the room with Star Wars. She's inside of my wife. She won't see it. Maybe she can hear it if I turn it up loud enough.
Just put like a speaker or like headphones like on Amanda's belly, and then she can.
They sell natal headphones that you like. They like suction cup to your stomach, and they're supposed to play music for the baby. And I thought about doing that because as someone that values music the way I do, I was like, oh yeah, this kid needs to hear some music. I need to let her. Yeah, the chat is mad at me for explaining that joke. People don't understand that kind of highbrow humor. It has to be explained for the masses. We have a very lowbrow. The people that listen to our podcast sometimes aren't very smart. I'm just saying. No offense to you people. I love you. But sometimes they're dumb. We just lost a listener over that. So, Drewby, wrap it up. How do people find us on the internet?
You can't find me on the internet. No one's gonna want to look where I'm at after what you just said.
But if they did, where would they find you?
I suppose if they really wanted to, they might be able to find me on Twitter at twitter.com/Drewby132 or facebook.com/Drewby132. No, this is a / or backslash. What's the difference between a / and a backslash? Like, this is something that I was like, I needed to find out. I honestly have no idea. I think I have it all wrong in my head.
A / and a backslash are the directions that the slash goes.
Slash, but they always go down. So, like, where does it start? Does it start at the top and go to the bottom, or to the bottom and go to the top?
The direction that the end is pointing, or that it was pointing.
So if it goes left,
forward
bottom, and upward to the right, that's a forward slash?
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay, so I think I did have that right in my head. Okay, anyway.
It's a forward slash. Most URLs use forward slashes.
Twitter.com/Drewby132. And then if you want to follow me on Google+, there's a link to my profile there, but who cares about Google+. And email also
I'm glad
if you want.
I'm
Drewby
glad you realized that.
Drewby@theculture.com.
Drewby@gmail.com. You just give away your personal email address. Well, there we go, because we got to edit the podcast. My name is Michael Nip, Michlk. Son of a gun, I don't know how to spell my own name.
It's been a while since you've seen that.
Michaelknipp. It's twitter.com/MichaelNip and facebook.com/TheRealMichaelNip. You can email us anything you want to say about this podcast, including being offended on my little back slap at the audience earlier at the podcast at the podcast at theculturepeople.com. You can be offended at that comment as well. Yeah, that about wraps it up. You got anything you're looking forward to doing this week? Because I'm going to be talking about Life is Strange, Star Wars. I think I'm going to watch Mission Impossible the first time. You got anything good going for you?
Probably just working on some more Batman and playing some video games with some friends. My brother is going to be spending My brother's going to spend the weekend with me, so I'm sure we'll be playing some Rocket League. So
sweet. All right, so for hashtag follow the conversation episode 42. This has been me, Michael Nip, and my co-host
Drewby.
Crap, I don't have the audio queued. Here we go.
Get the audio.
Maybe
no.
Nope.
Get it.
Can you hear it? Oh, there we go.
It's not dubsteppy enough. It's not wobble bassy enough.